Hey there, movie fans. This is shelf 30 already of my DVD collection. And we start off with United 93 by Paul Greengrass. You know, Greengrass is a terrific director. And, this, we all know the story and we all know how it ends, but still Greengrass managed to put you on the edge of your seat, you know. He did the same thing with Captain Phillips, so terrific director and a terrific film. This is a very good thriller, Unlawful Entry, with Kurt Russell, Madeleine Stowe, and Ray Liotta, and this is really his movie, you know. He definitely steals the show in this one as a corrupt cop who's terrorizing Madeleine Stowe and Kurt Russell. Really good film. This is the controversial Der Untergang, or Downfall, about the last days of Adolf Hitler. Sorry about the glare there, by the way. The last days of Adolf Hitler. There he is. This is the extended version. And then here we have a very funny movie with Kurt Russell again, Used Cars. The Usual Suspects, classic, absolutely a classic. I am planning to get the 4K Blu-ray, which is coming out very soon. Utu, very good film from New Zealand, with Bruno Lawrence. He was also in The Quiet Earth. This is the Valerio Zurlini box set, although it's not really a box set, it's just a keepcase. But anyway, this is the early masterpieces with two of his films, Violent Summer and Girl with a Suitcase, which is really the reason why I got. Violent Summer is a terrific film as well. But I got it mainly for Girl with a Suitcase with Claudia Cardinale, and it's a beautiful film. And I have to say, Cardinale looks at her most beautiful in this film, if you ask me. It is a Harryhausen classic, The Valley of Guandi. Cowboys and dinosaurs, what more do you want? Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust, which I prefer over the first one. The first one was okay, but this one I really liked. It was really good. Then we have the silent horror classic Vampire by Carl Theodor Dreyer. This is an early DVD release. And then here we have the DVD release from Eureka, with a lot of special features, including audio commentary by Guillermo del Toro. Here we have Versus, kind of like a crazy Japanese action, adventure, zombie apocalypse horror movie. Lots of things happening in this one. Video Nasties, the definitive guide. This is really good. Volume 1, and here we have Volume 2, or Part 2. Everything you need to know from the Video Nasties era. These two are highly recommended. The Vikings. Very enjoyable movie with Kurt Russell, Tony Curtis, Ernest Borgnine, and Janet Leigh. And here we have The Fifth Musketeer. Now this is a Dutch DVD, and as far as I know, this is the only one that has this movie uncut. I think the other DVD releases are all cut, as far as I know, anyway. The Village, I kind of like it. I know some people didn't really like it, but I kind of do. M. Night Shyamalan's. I liked it. Then here we have a horror double feature with Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned. And here we have Violent City by Sergio Salima, with Charles Bronson, Telly Savalas, and Jill Ireland. Of course, I am getting the Blu-ray release, which is coming out very soon. A Western classic, The Violent Men, with Glenn Ford, Barbara Stanwyck, Edward G. Robinson. Pretty good film. And here we have The Visitors with James Wood. Not Woods, but Wood. Eli Kazan directed this one. Now this is, inspired by the same story as, the Brian De Palma film, Casualties of War, with Sean Penn and Michael J. Fox. Only this film shows what happened after the events of Casualties of War. So you could call this an unofficial sequel to it, with James Woods as the Michael J. Fox character, and Steve Railsback in the Sean Penn role. It's a pretty dark and bleak film. Not everyone is going to like this one. The Visitors. Here's a very entertaining World War II action adventure. Von Ryan's Express with Frank Sinatra and Trevor Howard. Yeah, really good. And here I have the extended television cut of Soldier of Orange, which is not available anywhere else. It's only available in the Netherlands. This is a Dutch edition. Doesn't have any subtitles either, no English subtitles, not even Dutch subtitles as far. No, not even that. So it also has a different title, as you can see, for Queen and Fatherland. The stuff that had been added to it is nothing really significant. I mean, you're not really missing much, if you compare it to the movie. But it's nice to have, of course. Here is The Voyage. Sophia Loren, Richard Burton, I believe. This is Vittorio De Sica's last movie, if I'm not correct. Yeah, I believe it is. It doesn't say here, but I believe this was his final film as a director. Here I have the early films of Paul Verhoeven, 1959, 1979. Yeah, also a Dutch release. And this is an underrated Western by John Ford, Wagon Master, with his regular actors, Ben Johnson, Harry Carey Jr., Ward Bond, also with his regular screenwriter Frank Nugent. Wonderful film, absolutely a wonderful film, Wagon Master. Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. Yeah, I'm a big Johnny Cash fan, and I really like this film a lot. War and Peace, Audrey Hepburn, Henry Fonda, Mel Ferrer. It's not the best screen adaptation of Leo Tolstoy's legendary novel, but it's still quite worth it. Definitely worth watching. This is War of the Worlds. Basically it has nothing to do with the H.G. Wells story. This is basically two documentaries that you can probably see on the History Channel or something like that, about close encounters and Martians and all that. That's alright. And then we have the original version of War of the Worlds. This is from 1952, I believe. Is it? 52. Yeah, classic. Absolutely a classic. I still need to get the Blu-ray from the Criterion Collection, by the way. And this is the very long-awaited follow-up to the 1952 version Waterworld's the complete first season. And here I have the complete final season, the second and final season of Waterworld. And this is Waterworld's The True Story, which I like quite a bit. You know, it's very low budget, but I love the concept of it. You know, it's the final, you know, the final survivor's eyewitness account on the Waterworlds. You know, I really like how they've done it. Very effective little movie here. I don't think many people have heard about this one. Just, you know, a mockumentary, you know, fake documentary, obviously. But yeah, I really like how they've done this. Waterworld: The True Story. Okay, let's take a look at the second row of Shelf 30. And the first one is Steven Spielberg's take on Waterworlds, which I enjoyed, but I do prefer the 1952 version. This is an Italian thriller by Ruggero Deodato, you know, the director of Cannibal Holocaust. This is The Washing Machine, but I prefer the other title, Mortal Vortex. Yeah, very decent film, this one. Another Western, The Way West, with Kirk Douglas, Robert Mitchum, Richard Widmark. And here we have the American remake, We Are What We Are, of a, I believe it is a Mexican film, the original. I believe the original is a Mexican film, yeah. Or Argentinian. No, I believe it was Mexican. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I to be honest, I've seen both versions, but to be honest, I prefer the American version. I really do. I like the original, but I like this one better, to be honest. Slightly better. We need to talk about Kevin with Tilda Swinton, one of the best actresses working today. We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. A pretty good Vietnam War film. And this is a highly underrated film. Welcome Home, Soldier Boys. This is about 4 guys coming back home from the Vietnam War, and they find out that they are not welcome. You know, they fought for the country. You know, they risked their lives for the country, and the country doesn't want them anymore. And yeah, you can pretty much see it here. They kind of drive around across the U.S. And at one point, their car breaks down in a small town that treats them like dirt, and their revenge makes Rambo's look like a Gentile tea party, with a stunningly violent climax you need to see to believe. Yeah, this is such a great film. Such a great film with some great actors. You know, Joe Don Baker, Paul Koslow. Now this is a Australian DVD. There is an American DVD, but that is one of those, you know, burned on demand sort of releases, you know, DVD-Rs and all that. But this is a legit DVD release, and it's the only legit DVD release that is available. This desperately needs a Blu-ray release, by the way, and hopefully a company like Kino will put it out on Blu-ray someday. But yeah, terrific film, really good. Welcome Home, Soldier Boys. Some Belgian horror with Whelp or a Cup. Very nice. This is a fun movie. We're no angels. Humphrey Bogart, Elder Ray, Peter Ustinov. There is a remake from the 1980s with Robert De Niro and Sean Penn, believe it or not. I believe Neil Jordan directed that one. West Side Story, classic musical This one, I have not seen the Spielberg version yet. And here is a Randall Scott Western, Westbound. Bud Bediger directed this one. Another Western, The Westerner with Gary Cooper. I believe this is Gary Cooper's first Western, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it is, although I'm not entirely sure. And this is the complete series of The Western with Brian Keat. Sam Peckinpah created and he also directed a few episodes of this short-lived Western series. A beautiful film from New Zealand, Whale Rider. Oh. And here's What Lies Beneath, Robert Zemeckis, sort of ode to Hitchcock. It's okay. It's okay. What Price Hollywood? Now this is the original A Star Is Born. Came out in 1932. Yeah, 1932. And then 5 years later, A Star Is Born came out, which pretty much is a remake of this film. Although nobody talks about this film. Everybody talks about the original A Star Is Born, the 1937 version, but nobody talks about this one. But this is really the one that started it all, What Price Hollywood? Yeah, really good, really good. This is a fantastic samurai film. This is a Japanese Blu-ray release, but this film is called When the Last Sword is Drawn. Yeah, I love my samurai films, and this is a really good one. And here is a fantastic, sorry about the glare by the way, a fantastic documentary, When We Were Kings, about the legendary boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman in Africa. The Rumble in the Jungle and the Thriller in Manila. Yeah, really good, really good. Criterion has releases on Blu-ray. I might actually pick that one up. Some 1950s sci-fi goodness, When Worlds Collide. Yep, very nice, very nice. Now this is a good one. White Sands, with Willem Dafoe as a sheriff who finds the body of a man, and he, to find out what happened to him, he takes over the dead man's identity with the necessary consequences, of course. Yeah, really good. Really, really good film. Also with Mickey Rourke as the bad guy. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio and Samuel L. Jackson is also in it. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, really good film. White Sands. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What can I say about this one? I grew up with this one. I absolutely loved it. I've always loved the Roger Rabbit. There were talks about doing a sequel, but you don't hear from it anymore. And maybe that's a good thing. Wild at Heart, David Lynch movie with Nicolas Cage, Laura Dern. I haven't seen this one for a long time, by the way. The Wild Angels, Roger Corman biker movie with Peter Fonda and Nancy Sinatra. Yeah. Oh, get in there. And this is a documentary series, Wild China, from the BBC. Yeah, I really am sorry for the glare, by the way. I cannot get a better shot in here. Oh, you did not see that. Wildschut, Wildschut, excuse me. This is I actually don't know what the English title is of this one, but this is some sort of 1980s blaxploitation, Dutch blaxploitation about two gangsters holding a family hostage. Yeah, I actually quite enjoy it. Wildschut. I have no idea what the English translation is of this word. No, I have to look it up. Will Penny, Charlton Heston, Joan Hackett, Donald Pleasance, very good revisionist western here. This is Dutch miniseries, Willem of Orange, with Jeroen Krabbe. You might know him as the bad guy from the Fugitive and The Living Daylights. Willow, love Willow, has always been one of my favorites. Wind Talkers by John Woo. Oh, get in there. Winning, a movie about car racing with Paul Newman, Robert Wagner, and Mrs. Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward. The Wiz, man, you know, I've seen this many times when I was a kid, and it kind of scared the shit out of me. Some scenes really scared the shit out of me. I remember that, but always loved it. The Wiz. And of course I got the Wizard of Oz in this very nice deluxe 3-disc box set with all these stuff in there. It also has some other different versions of the Wizard of Oz. And the last one of this shelf is the film noir classic The Woman in the Window with Edward G. Robinson and Joe Bennett. Yep, very nice. And that is it for shelf 30. I will be back with the last one. And you know, not only that, I'll also show some of the box set that I have in the last shelf video. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.